What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today I went sneaker shopping at the Footlocker Flagship in New York on 34th Street. And man, this store is huge, it's crazy. I wasn't looking for anything in particular, I just come here about once a week just because there's random restocks and sometimes they release stuff early. So the first part of the store that I always stop in is House of Hoops. There's a lot of good KDs, some Hyper Dunks, things like that. They had the What the Kyries, which is really cool. Last week they had the green What the Kyries early. I'm not sure why they didn't have them today, but they still had some white pairs sitting around. Not any in my size, which kind of sucked, but they had them. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't have them in my size because I probably would have bought them.
Man. Thank you.
I just can't afford them right now. They had the Mom Mercurials, which are sold out online, but you can still find them in some random stores. In about 2 seconds, you're going to... Yep, there we go. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I looked great in that store. Yep, people were impressed by me, for sure. Of course, those were the Kairos B creams. They did have a lot of foams, a lot of AF1s. They always have a lot of Jordans, and usually Jordans that you can't find other places. They did have a lot of foams, like the Dr. Dooms and Yeezys and Wu-Tangs. I was pretty close to grabbing the Dr. Dooms just because I don't have any pairs of foams, and the Dr. Dooms are just so clean. But I ended up, not doing that just because I don't need them. I really don't. Then you got your up-tempos. They're a good-looking shoe. They're just bulky. Of course, your Space Jam merch. Some Air Jordan 31s and Jordan 1s, like the patent leather ones. I'm not a huge fan of those. Then, of course, on the Jordan wall, you had your Kobe 9s, which are sitting everywhere. You had your Maroons, which are a nice-looking shoe, but they were in size like 13 or 14, so there's no way I'm fitting in that at all. And then you had the Bread and the Royal, like they're the high Air Jordan 1s. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but they've got this weird knit where all the color is. Definitely not for me. Of course, you had your True Blue 3s still sitting. You had some more patent leather 1s, the Space Jam 1s, which, why did they make that shoe? I don't know. And then, of course, the surprise of the day, the Pantone 11 or Gift of Flight pack is still sitting at this Foot Locker. It's been there for months. I'm not sure if it's the price that's scaring people away or what it is, but they're sitting, man. And, of course, your Championship pack, they're okay. I don't love them. I'm not planning to grab them or anything like that. Some Flyknit racers, like the Midnight pair right there, I think released at midnight on some websites, which is cool. We got some Nike Nyc Apparel. This display was actually really cool. You put your hand on the pad right there, and it lifts up and shows you the James Harden Volume 1. So that display couldn't hype me up enough to buy it. Next, I went to the Adidas section, and one crazy thing about this store is that there's these huge sections for each brand. Of course, they had a lot of NMDs, a lot of XR1s. I actually really like this beige color. It's not something I'm planning to pick up, but I think it's really cool, and I'm surprised the XR1s are sitting. This is the only Foot Locker that I've seen them sitting in, though. I'm sure there's more around the country, but at least for me, this is the only one I've seen them at. The beige is nice. The black, it's okay. It reminds me a lot of that black glitch camo thing. I almost dropped that shoe again. I'm really clumsy, obviously. But I kind of like this one better than the black glitch camo because instead of having a blue pull tab, it's got a black pull tab, so it's a little bit cleaner. You had the white XR1s, which sat on Adidas for a little while, and some regular R1 mesh. I don't mind this, again, a beige colored pair. It's not too bad. Not something I need to grab. You've got your more classic Adidas shoes. Nothing here that I need. There's some decent sales, but on kind of crappy colors. You've got this skin tone, some sort of suede Samoa. It's not a bad looking shoe. Of course, you've got the Uncaged Tan Ultra Boost with that. I'm sorry guys, I hate that orange sole. I think it's awful. I don't know why they didn't just make it a white sole, because then it would have been a fire shoe. But that sole, man, I mean, at least for me, I don't know about you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you like it, but I just can't mess with it. And I'm not surprised these shoes are sitting because it's way too much for me. Then you had your Xeno Alpha Bounce. It's an okay looking shoe. This is a shoe that always kind of bothered me. It's the tennis court or tennis ball D. Lillard 2, and they use like this tennis sort of felt on it or whatever it is. I don't know what you call it, but weird shoe, man, for sure. Then you got some more Adidas basketball, those Harden Volume 1s. This is a crazy explosive in the Prime Knit white colorway, which I actually really dig and I wanted to pick up. Then there's those new Tubular Shadows that are like $100 and everyone's doing a review on. I mean, they do kind of look like Yeezys, I'm not going to lie, but they're not a bad looking shoe. I'm not a huge fan of the tech on them. but I'm not really planning to grab a pair. I don't need to spend the money. I don't need them right now. But they're not a bad looking shoe. Hard passing these Climb Cools. They are not my shoe. Not at all. You've got your Curry 3 in this Golden State colorway. This is probably my favorite colorway that's dropped so far. I had the gray pair for a bit, but I didn't like the shoe that much enough to keep it, so I returned it in the end. You've got the weird premium Currys. Why they did that, I don't know. That's it for me at the Footlocker Flagship in New York. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.